Hi everyone, welcome to Ask Nehru Angular tutorial series. In this video, we are going to discuss about services. So what is services? So we see the definition here. A service in Angular is simply a TypeScript class decorated with @injectable, so that's a decorator. This class contains reusable code that can be injected into multiple components or other services using Angular's dependency injection system. Okay, you may not understand this by simply reading this, but we will jump into code base and understand this thing. Okay, so what I do, I go to code base and I create a folder. Within the folder, I'm going to create the service class. Okay, so what I do, I choose a PowerShell. You can choose any command line tool as you like. Now I do ng g for generate, s means service, and services. I'm going to create services slash the name of the service is API. Okay, then I enter it. See guys, a folder is created here with a green color, and you see API service.ts and also spec file also created. So what is there in the service? We have @injectable decorator, as we have seen in the definition. We have @injectable, and there is provided root. Root means it is in the root of the application so that we can reuse it throughout the application. Wherever we want, we can call it. Okay, and you see guys, the service is a class. Okay, we export it so that we can reuse it in different components or multiple components. And we have constructor here. You see, there is a injected into multiple components or other services. That means when we give constructor, we can receive some other services also here. Okay, so constructor is meant for dependency injection. And if you see all the components, each component will have a constructor. If you have done constructor based things, it will have a constructor. It may not have this, but we can have guys. Okay, here also it's not there, no worry. Okay, we may not be used it, but you know, with the use of constructor, see guys, here the event we have a constructor, event.ts, we have constructor common service. Okay, actually we have already used the common service in one of our previous video. So where is the common service? So it's here guys. So we have common service here. Okay, where we have constructor and HTTP client, and HTTP client means it's a module guys. It's a module to handle HTTP request. You may know about CRUD operations. C for create, R for read, and U for update, and D for delete. Okay, this CRUD operations we can handle with HTTP client. It's going to be observable, generally deal with backend services. Okay, that's fine. Why it is an error? It's this error. If I restart the VS Code, it will come, but anyway, let it be here, no problem. Okay, now let me not bother about this event. Okay, so I want to create a new component guys. I want to create a new component in order to display them nicely. Okay, in our application, in the sidebar module, I want to add one more thing. The name of the component can be data fetch. Okay, or the data table, we can say data table. Yes, data table can be good. What I do here, ng gc data table. Okay guys, I created a component named as data table. Okay, so data table is successfully created. Then we quickly create a route for that. I go to navbar, in the list I add, copy the teacher, and I say data table. Here also I would say data table component, data table component. Okay guys, and I copy this and go to routes.ts and here I make a copy of the previous one and I paste it here. I would say data table component. Okay, I imported data table component. Okay guys, I saved it. You see it's been generated here. Okay, nice guys, let's go here and you see data table component is created successfully. Once I click it, I redirected to data table works component. Okay, now let me go to data table component. It's a simple component guys. Now, okay, what I do, so the API service is the service which we have created. So we are going to focus on this. So what I'm going to do, what is the use of this service? You see guys, we can keep three different things. One is fetching data. Using the service we can fetch data or we can send data to backend and do business logic, that means common logic which we will reuse it often, that we can keep, and also state management is also very important concept. For these three things we will use service. So I read this once. In Angular, services as a fundamental concept used to organize and share data, logic or functionality across different components in an application. Okay, services promote the principle of separation of concerns. Okay, that means component focused UI logic will be in the component and data related things will come in the services, and also some common calculations will come here, and state management will come in the service. Okay guys, so that the component level logic will be focused on the UI, user interface. That's the only thing. Okay, that's nice guys. It's a simple fetching the data or sending data or generally dealing with CRUD operations. Okay, there we can do use of services. Okay, so we are going to do one after another. So these things will come into picture now. First, we should have a API to fetch data. Actually, generally we widely use for fetching data. So what I do, there are so many fake JSON guys, but I go to JSON placeholder and TP code. If you want to search, you can search easily. If you go open a new tab and say fake API, guys, there are so many fake APIs are available here. You see guys, you can choose any one of them. So I have chosen JSON placeholder. You see JSON placeholder, and I take the first one. Okay, so you can use the mock API. This is actually mock API, but generally I prefer to use your own database or own server. But those who are not aware of backend, they can use this JSON placeholder. But now I use both. Okay, I copy this particular link because I want to show you how to use fake API and also real-time API. Okay, here what I do, get to do, get to do, get to do's. Okay, so within that I write return this dot http. Okay, but this http I have to take it from http client. For that I do private, so access modifier and http and http client. We should import it. Okay, that's nice guys. And here is the error. We should arrest it by keeping closed curly brace. Now http has successfully come here. It is accessible now, and we have a get call. Okay guys, see actually Codium is automatically gives the code, a JSON placeholder, everything. What is Codium? So it's an AI tool. It suggests what we want. Okay, it understands the context and gives the relevant code. If you want, we can use it, or we can give our own code. So in order to save the time, I just accepted it as it is. That's all guys. Actually we have successfully taken the get to do in the service. Then how to access it in our component. Okay, this is actually service file. We have get to do. So this get to do returns the response of the API. Okay, so let's see how we get the response. I go to data table component, and here I create a constructor. where we will inject the service. First of all, we have to inject the service by private is an access modifier, and we would say API service, the API service. Okay, we successfully injected the service here. Now the ng on init is the lifecycle hook, okay, which is called when the component fully initialized. Okay, so what I do, this API service I take it. So whenever we use the class method, class reference into a method, we should use this, an API service, and get to do is the function which is returning the response of the backend, JSON placeholder backend here, and this returns ultimately an observable, guys. Okay, this HTTP client, where is that? This HTTP client always returns observable. You see, it's observable, it returns. Okay, therefore in one of my previous video, actually I have released a series of videos I have posted here in my YouTube channel. You go here, guys, you see there is RxJS series. Okay, here I have elaborately explained about what is RxJS, what is observable, what is subscriber, what is subscribe, what is observable, complete, next, and also error. Okay, I have elaborately explained it, and further I will elaborate, but for now I have released 10 videos. So if you haven't watched, I request you to watch and subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Okay, now since it's returning an observable, we have to subscribe. Okay, but while subscribing we have to do curly brace, and also we should do next. Okay, in the next we will receive the data. Okay, and the received data should be consoled here. Okay, guys, so what I do, I console the data. Okay, simple, guys. Let's see whether it's working fine or not. I go here and go here and right click and go to inspect. In the console, the line number 17, I receive all the values, guys. Successfully I receive values from JSON placeholder. Okay, see, guys, the network, if you go to network, you see the to-dos. So to-dos is coming from JSON placeholder.tpcode.com to-dos. Okay, so you see the response. So all of the values we have reserved it. Okay, but one thing to note here, it seems like so much of bulk of data, but I don't want all these data. So therefore I also keep my own database. That is, actually I use Spring Boot database. In the Spring Boot, I want to show you the Spring Boot also. See, guys, this is my Spring Boot. So already API fruits is running on, and I have address controller where I have addresses. Okay, this addresses is the get request. There is a request matrix get request. So I have a database DB also, MySQL DB. The MySQL DB, I have address database. The table I have. So where we have ID, postcode, street, name, and door. Okay, we have set of data, minimal data, 8 data. This is enough, guys. This is simple. Let it be simple. Okay, those who are coming from Spring Boot backend, they can easily understand this thing. But even if you are not coming from backend, no issue. You use the fake API. That will be very useful. Okay. Okay, guys. Now I want to create one more thing. One more API. And so instead of get to do, I will use the custom API because it's super simple. I go here, and my backend is running in the localhost 800. Sorry, 8080. Yes, guys. Okay, so 8080, it is running on localhost, and the name of the API is addresses. Okay, so I create one more function here. Okay, the name of the function is get addresses. Okay guys, so return this dot http and get, and within the get I would say http localhost, and API is not there. Okay, localhost is not address. Okay guys, that's all. Simple guys. So this is going to fetch the data which is running in the local. Okay, let's watch it, and I go again to data table. So in the ng on it, after the ng on it, I will create get addresses, get address from any name you can give guys, API service. Okay, I create a function, and I would say this dot API service. Within the API service we have get all address, get address, and we subscribe to it, and also we do next we'll have the response. Okay, this response we will console it. Okay guys, okay, now this function should be called within the ng on it. Actually here we have directly called this to do, but now I created a function, so with this method we'll call it in the ng on it. Okay, this is the class reference. Okay, I go here, you see guys, line number 28 response has come. Actually the response which comes earlier, that goes on top, you see 28. Okay, see guys, id, street, postcode, name and door is visible here. We have successfully handled the service. Okay, this is very simple example guys. Now if you want to show these values in the table, you can see it, we can make it. Okay, because this page is empty, right? We have to make something. So for that I make simple table. You can use any table guys, material table or prime ng table, you can use it. But now here I am going to use simple container, and within that I'll create a table guys. Okay, I got some default table head and also table body. I know it is actually automatically creating guys, but I know I will reuse it. Okay guys, and table body is closed and table is closed. Okay guys, this is simply HTML guys. I use Codium gives the code automatically, but anyway I will do some rearrangements. Okay guys, actually what we have id, we have name, here we have id, street, postcode, name, door. id, name, street, id, name, street, postcode, and what else, door, the door number. Okay, nice, door number, let it be door number. And this is actually the old context. Anyway, I remove it. Okay, within the tr I will do one thing, ng at ng for, so at for what is there here, user. Okay, let's say user of users track by id, and within that we will have all these things. Okay, that's it guys. But here it is not the user, it's an address, right? So what I do, whatever response I get, I assign into addresses. Okay, then this has to be declared on top. Okay, it is declared here. It says object So for time being, I keep it any. Later on, we will change it. Okay. I take the address and go here and paste it here. Okay, guys. Let's see the result, how it looks like. But here here also I need to change ID, name, and street. Name, street, and postcode. Here we should have door. Okay, guys. That's it. And let's come here and see here. Okay, it's like dismantled. Okay, so we take it out of the tr. Yes, I think this will work, guys. Yes, guys. Let's see. Yes, guys, we have successfully printed in our UI. Okay, so you can beautify it, guys. We can beautify with we can have this table. What is it? Table comma th comma td. Okay, within that we can have border 1 pixel solid, and also we can have 20 pixel of this. Okay, guys, it is giving something, but 20 pixel is too much. Better I keep some 8 pixel. Okay, this is good, guys. We have successfully shown all the database value in our table. So this simple example, guys, actually you can beautify the table even further. Okay, so this fetch is successfully done. So we can also do CRUD operations that I am going to show you in the next video. But now the fundamental of service is done now. Okay. Now what else we can do here, guys? See, for example, in the table we have ID, name, street, postcode, and door number. Now what I want, so each door number I want to add hash symbol that is generally used for indicating the door number, right? So for that I want to write one logic, okay, in the service level. Okay, what I say, add hashtag, okay, add hashtag with door number. So this will receive an array. This will receive an array, and what we will do, so this receives an array and we will return the result of the modified array. Okay, array dot map. Within the map is meant to iterate on each element and do some transformation. And I would say object, it's gonna be object ultimately. Okay, actually I don't want to use any, you also don't use any, but just to consider the time for explaining the concept of service, I just give any, but later on you will change it. I will also show you how to change. Okay, and here I want to create in parenthesis, within that we will create a object. Okay, so this object will be dot 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 obj. It's an object. We take the whole object as it is, and there is a door, right? Here in the response we have door. See, guys, here we have door. This door I want to transform, the value of the door I want to transform, therefore I take the door and I just add hash, okay, as a prefix, just like a prefix. Okay, and I return this. Okay, guys, so what this will do, so I should take this function in our data table. Actually this is the common calculation, guys, so that you can pass any array and convert it. Okay, now I come here, you see, guys, get data from API service. Okay, sorry, get address from API service here. So before assigning this response into address, I take the API service, and within the API service we have add hashtag door number and I pass the response. This response is nothing but an array. So it takes the array and it finds the door number and add the hash tag. Okay, that's a simple logic I have written here, guys. That's all. Okay, let's see the result, guys. See, successfully we have added hash, okay, before all the door number. So this is actually common logic, guys. So instead of handling this logic in the component level, okay, so we have handled it in the service level. That is called common logic, guys. So here we have discussed, right, business logic. Okay, so this business logic we have done it. This is the business logic. Okay, so this add hashtag is the business logic which we have handled in our service. So we successfully fetch data and also we handle the logic. And next concept is state management, guys. What is state management? So in one of my previous video I explained about how to pass value from parent to child, child to parent. Okay, but if there are two different components which has no child and parent relationship, how to pass data? So here comes the scenario of state management. Okay, so there are multiple ways of passing data. So we can use RxJS observable, subject, behavior subject, and also we can use getter setter method. But now today I want to use signal. Okay, but I have an elaborate video, and so I'm going to have an elaborate video on signal, but here I want to show you one simple implementation of signal. Okay, it will be very simple, guys. Okay, what I do, I go to my okay, in the service itself, the API service, I create one signal. Okay, how to create signal? Simple, guys. Create a variable called transfer value. Okay, transfer data, we can say transfer data. Okay, transfer data, and this is going to be a signal. It's going to be a signal, guys. See, it's imported from Angular core. So Angular after Angular 17, so it is there before, but it is standardized signal. So initially it will be empty array, guys, because this ultimately returns array. So I keep it initially empty array because some parameter has to be passed in the signal. Okay, and now I take the transfer data and come to data table. Here what I want to do, guys, so I already called on API here. I don't want to call the same API again into different components. Rather, I want to reuse the value which is written from the API. Okay, so what I do, guys, I create ng on destroy. It is also a lifecycle hook, guys. Okay, the ng on it I have created, but I remove this codium created code, and here I do API service dot transfer data. Okay, this is a signal ultimately, and I do dot update. Update is a method which updates the data. Okay, and I take a value, the value which is there already. Okay, and what I do, I take the value, which means it's an empty value, guys, which I have given already. Okay, and I do concat. Concat means it's a method available in array where we can add some different, secondary data into this data. Okay, see, guys, value dot concat. So whatever datas are there within the address array is added into the value. That means in the signal it will be available, guys. Okay, now I have saved it successfully. Now how to access the data, guys? Let's come to our application. Data table works. Okay, now I want to see, guys, actually the value is there, the console.log, the network, you see the address is already called. Okay, now I don't want to call it again and again. See, it is there in the service. the API is there in service. If I want to call this, I can call the API in other places as well, but I want to reuse the already rendered value. Therefore, instead of calling this, I will call this, so that I don't need to call the API again. Therefore, that is called state management, guys. So I have already many components which is created already. So what I do, I choose content parent. Okay, this is the content parent. Where is the content parent? It's there here. Okay, content projection is there. So when I click this content projection, it has to come. Okay, it is there here. Now I want to print the value in the content projections. So we will watch for it. I will keep it side by side so that you can have a better visibility of what is going on here. Okay. Now guys, I go to code. See guys, here in the content parent, which has nothing here. Okay, here I create a constructor. Okay, within the constructor I do private, what else we can say, API service. Okay, API service of API service. Okay, so using the constructor we have injected the API service. Okay, as I have injected in data table component. Then here I do ng on init lifecycle hook. Within that I access the API service dot transfer data, guys. This transfer data is nothing but a function, because signal returns the function. And what I do, guys, I create a const received data. Okay, received data, guys. Now I console it. Okay, I consoled it. See guys, what's happening here. Now received data is empty. Okay, it will show empty, because if you want to receive, first of all we have to go here and click the data table component. So the value is fetched. Okay, see the response, it is fetched. Okay, now I go to, when we get out, the component is destroyed. Okay, but the value will be saved because we have written the code like this, right? In the data table, when we go out of the component will be destroyed. So while destroying the component, I want to take the address, I want to take the addresses, okay, and dispatch it to signal. So from signal we can get that. Okay, I go to content parent. Sorry, from here I have to go, right? For that I go here and click here, content projection. See guys, we have come successfully to content component, but line number 18, received data. You see guys, content parent. Okay, it's not visible, right? Clearly I expand it. So look at here guys, line number 18 of content parent.component.ts, we have successfully received the data. Okay, that's the power of signal. So this signal or any other state management, for example ngrx or getter and setter method or rxjs behavior subject or subject, that will come later. I will discuss that as well. So any kind of state managements you do it in the service, guys. Okay, so that we can reuse the code. Okay, no need to again and again call the API. See in the network also, so we have called the address API only once. Okay, only once we have called and we are reusing it. That's the power of state management, guys. And I will have an elaborate video on state management as well. So I have covered almost so many things about service in this video. See, state management we have discussed, and business logic we have handled, and fetching data is also handled. So, and one more thing I forgot to tell you, I told that I will tell. So we should use the TypeScript, right? You see guys, it's eventually has gone error. Okay, that's nice. So here we are using any data type. This any data type should be with some return with some proper data type. Okay, what is the data type of this address? See guys, it's an elaborate video. If you have patience, so watch it, otherwise you can quit. Okay, but I am going to use TypeScript. So for that, I go here to inspect, go to console. You see guys, this is the data type. I copy this object, and there is a website. The name of the website is JSON to TypeScript. Okay, you go to JSON to TypeScript, so TypeScript will come here, and we paste the value. See guys, it is returning the data type, it is returning the interface. So we copy the interface, the first interface, and we go to our model. We have created a model guys, common model. Okay, here we paste the interface. Okay, and what name we can give? Address data. Address data. Okay, so this address data we are going to return the service. So whenever we handle the service, we should be very well aware of what we are returning. Okay, we should paste the address data, and also it is an array. Okay, guys, we have successfully returning it. Okay guys, now when we are returning the address data, this is actually data type. Okay, interface is the data type. Here we go, and whatever the value which we fetch here will also hold the same data type. Okay, it's not going to be any, it's going to be the address data, okay, of array. We should import it. Okay, then we are assigning into address, right? This should also be address data of array. Okay guys, okay, it's not arresting, it throws an error guys, don't worry about the error. Okay, quick fix. Okay, initially it should be undefined. Okay, initially it is undefined, later on we will use it. Okay, what other else is there? It is saying no overload matches this call. It says give following error, argument of type is not assignable to the parameter type of concat array, never. Okay, got it. I go here, it's from the signal anyway. Now we will fix the error guys, one after another. API service, and here, so we'll keep the transfer data, right? We will have address data of this one. I hope this fixed the issue guys. You see, it's fixed. The signal we have to give the data type. Okay, address data, and wherever we have used it, we have to use the same. Okay, so that let's see the result, what happens to the result. Is there any change in the result? Okay, there is no change, everything renders as expected. See guys, nothing has changed, but since we are using TypeScript, we should strictly use this one. Okay, so that data type is saved. Okay, what else we can do? See guys, actually this also any, this any should be replaced with address data guys. Okay, address data of array, and this should also be, each and everything is address data. Okay, we replaced this also successfully, and the data table, it is throwing error. Why it is throwing error again? Ultimately array, what is the problem? Type door is not assignable to, string is not assignable to type number. Okay, got it guys. So we go to module, that throws the number. Okay, number kind of error. Go to model, the door number is number, but we are converting as string no sometimes. Therefore, we should also give string so that the error will be gone. Okay guys, so using TypeScript seems quite complex, but it's not complex guys, but it is how it has to be. This is how we should use. Okay, and in the content parent also we receive the data and we are showing it. Okay, ultimately that's fine guys. That's it guys. Today we successfully handled three things. One is fetching data and handling business logic and also state management, and also we have used TypeScript. Okay, I hope you have learned a lot in this video. So let's meet you in the next video guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I request you to subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you have any comment, so please give in the comment box. Okay, thank you.